Yes, well, the American people are going to have to insist on paper ballots with real identification. That's going to be one of the
Well,
key
that's going to be great
things
for
to
the
stop.
next. Sydney, I've got to tell you, I'm not even going to contemplate the next election. I'm not even contemplating the January 5th election in Georgia. The hell with that. If the people of Georgia are dumb enough, after what they have gone through in the November 3rd election, to then go toward January 5th and a runoff and think that changing nothing will change the outcome, then the people of Georgia aren't half as smart as I believe them to be. And I believe the patriots in Georgia should stop this nonsense now. It is not something that to be decided about over who do you favor, which party, which candidate. This is now about faith in the electoral system in one specific state that may control the destiny of this country. And by God, it's too important for anyone. And I don't care what party you're in. I don't care whether you're an independent. This is too important to act as if nothing happened on November 3rd and to pretend that there will be a different outcome on January 5th. It's idiotic.
So that was a clip from a Fox Business interview between Sidney Powell, the Kraken lady, and Lou Dobbs, basically saying what a lot of Trump supporters have been saying. Not formal Republican Party operatives, but a lot of Trump rank-and-file supporters have been saying, which is that the Republicans in Georgia have not really earned the votes of Trump supporters, nor is there any real sense that everything is on the up and up in Georgia, and so the only reasonable response is to not really put your all in for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue and just focus on these broader questions of ensuring that, you know, the election is fair for everyone going forward. And this is so fascinating because, again, this is a very, very pro-Trump Fox News anchor. Lou Dobbs is among the most sycophantically pro-Trump, and he has been for a while. And Sidney Powell, not formally anymore, but she was on the Trump legal team doing work with Giuliani and Jenna Ellis, and Trump, acknowledged her as part of the team, and they are both directly undercutting Republican strategy. And they don't represent the party, but they represent the Trumpian movement. And this is not going away. Like, it's not. CNN earlier today did, an interview with on-the-ground Republicans in Georgia who are basically like, look, Republicans like Kelly Loeffler and Republicans like David Perdue haven't been fighting hard enough for Trump when he needs them most. That basically they're trying to fence sit between Brian Kemp, the governor, and Donald Trump, and they need to be 100% with Trump, or we're going to say F them and we're not going to bother supporting them. And I really do think this is a crisis for the Republican Party, because you really do have major anchors on Fox News. Some of them saying, look, you got to go out and vote for Perdue and Loeffler no matter what, even if you're suspicious, but you got to do it. And then others like Lou Dobbs basically saying, screw it, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter in November and it doesn't matter now. It's like, it's such a crazy divergence. And I don't know how they deal with it, because this is still very much Trump's party. And yet by following Trump down this rabbit hole, they're actually hurting their chances of winning in January in Georgia and having longer term success. Remember that just today, hours ago, 106 members of the Republican House, 106 Republicans in the House of Representatives. That's just over 50% of the Republicans in this current House. They have about 194, and over 100 of them said they support this looming lawsuit from Texas, which is basically trying to override the results from states like Michigan and Georgia and other states that went narrowly, or relatively narrowly in some cases, for Joe Biden. And that's over half the Republicans in the House. And they're not doing it, at least most of them, because they actually believe Trump. And they're not doing it because they actually believe it'll succeed. They're doing all of this because they're terrified of the monster they've helped to create. The Kraken that Sidney Powell has talked about releasing was never really the legal cases. Maybe that's what she meant, but that Kraken is a shrimp at best. The real Kraken, guys, is this monstrous, element of the Trumpian Republican base that is not going to go away. They're not going to just be silent. They're not going to just fall in line with a pre-Trumpian Republican consensus after January. At least I don't think so. When Trump leaves office because he lost this election, it's over. These people will continue to be fighting this fight, giving headaches for whoever is going to run for Republicans in 2024, unless it's Trump again. They're going to give headaches to candidates like Loeffler and Perdue. It's going to be absolute chaos. But again, as I've noted, I am not sympathetic to Fox News for this civil war they're going through, nor am I sympathetic to the Republican Party. They knew exactly what they were getting into when they got into bed with Donald Trump. And so many of them were like, oh, geez, sure, Trump's not great. He's actually bad in a lot of ways. But, if you elect good Republican, moderate Republicans, reasonable Republicans, we'll keep him in line with his governance. We'll keep him in check morally and ethically and professionally. And they never did. They were cowards, and they are reaping what they've sown. And it could cause, potentially at least, the destruction of the Republican Party.